Hello. That music is still far too loud. Let's turn that all the way down. Still too loud? Bloody hell. There you go. Anyway, hello. Welcome to Bulamatari's Paint Club. I am joined today, as ever, by the glorious Mr. Badger.
Greetings.
We are painting Warhammer, and just try and stop us. Right, what are you painting today, Mr. Badger?
Today I'm going to do some glorious touch-ups of some Stormcast Eternals and get those finished off. And after that, if I do finish them within the time frame of the stream, I will carry on with more Spooky Boys because I still have too much to do.
Sweet. Hello, Mr. Baggins. Welcome. I am going to be painting today my two special weapons Space Marines. One of which is very dusty. One's got a melter gun, and the other one's got a plasma gun and an Auspex. He's holding the plasma gun with one hand, which is probably not regulation. And in the end, they should look something a bit like that. Very yellow and stuff. So, without further ado. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. Let us begin. So, Mr. Badger, how are you today?
I am not in the best, not in the best physical condition, as it's my own fault. I'm suffering from a bit of the horrificness because I am somewhat mildly lactose intolerant, and I had a couple of pints of milk. So my insides are doing a bit.
Not very clever there, Badger.
Bit of a bad things at this point in time. So if I should violently lurch out of my seat, you will know that it is terrible form, and you should show no sympathy towards me whatsoever because I did it to myself.
If you want to go, obviously do. We'd rather that than you shitting yourself live on air. Although I'm sure a certain percentage of the audience would enjoy that.
Hilarity would ensue most of it.
Yes. I'm just trying to get as much of this dust off as I can before I start painting. Whoa! What the hell? Oh, I must have brushed touched the other brush with that, which meant I got paint on it. Sometimes. Yeah, that's most of it. Most of it gone anyway. That brush needs another clean. So let's get some painting done.
Anyway, how are you today?
It's been a day. It's basically at work. We are 2 people down in our team, and since the team is only 4 people big, it's quite a stressful time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind being busy, but when you're like busy doing like
everybody else's jobs,
it's not. I wouldn't even mind picking up the slack. It's just the work that I'm having to do is so varied. Oh, Badger looking sexy as always there. Getting a nice compliment there from Mr. Baggins.
Spicy. Thank you, good sir.
Yeah, just because I'm trying to hop from one task to another.
You can't really get into the swing of things.
Yeah, I'm much rather the sort of person who likes to just do one task endlessly for an entire day. And when I have to jump, swap heads, multiple times an hour, it's just, I'm very brain tired, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Which is fun. Yeah. You been up to much this week? You've been back at work?
Actually a reasonable week, should I say. The horror. I was painting a bit. Didn't want to paint, but we've had a good week this week, to be honest.
Nice.
Few people off, but even still, we've kept to times.
Well, that's good. As long as you all picked it up. It's just, we... I can't even think. Sorry. But yeah, nice. I'm glad you had a reasonable week. Good sir. Anyone seen the new Space Jam yet? Beardbow says. I've not. I didn't even know it was out, to be honest. I saw an advert for it.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of adverts for it, but I have not seen the new Space Jam.
Is it good? Oh, he says don't. Okay, I will keep that under advisement. I don't really watch movies very often, so I'm probably not gonna.
This is where the good lady friend will be like, "Here, Dad, let's go see this." You'll be like,
Not for me, Space Jam. I enjoyed the first one enough because I was like, I think I was about 10 when it came out or something.
That's the thing, the first one was a novelty.
Yeah.
That's what it was, and then they're trying to sort of
bring back nostalgia.
Resurrect a long dead franchise.
That's the thing with most media companies these days. They're just trying to take advantage of people's nostalgia for the 80s and 90s. And yeah, they're doing it well. Just watching the end of it, and it's time he will never get back, says Beardbow. Oh no, mate. I hate it when that happens. Especially when you go and see in the cinema, you know what I mean? That's the worst.
Yeah, because you've already spent a ridiculous amount to get in.
Yeah.
And then you've spent a ridiculous amount to get just like a snack.
Yeah.
Like a bag of...
And you feel obligated to stay just because you spent the money on it, but it's bad. I've only walked out with one movie, and that was the Adam Sandler film Play. I actually went and paid money to watch that film, and it was so bad I had to leave.
Not today.
Yeah. Adam Sandler is not a talented movie maker. Let's just say that. He makes a lot of movies, but he's not good at it.
He's better in them than he is directing them.
Like some Adam Sandler stuff I find, acceptable. Little Nicky was quite funny.
Little Nicky was awesome.
Yeah, it was good, but you can't watch it more than like 3 or 4 times, you know what I mean? Once you sort of know what's coming, it's it loses a lot of its impact.
Well, you could say that with a lot of sort of like the comedy style films.
I don't know, man. There are some comedies you can watch again and again that will never stop being funny.
True.
I think the more physical comedies are like that. Like Zoolander is always funny.
It's a lot easier for the comedies in general to lose a lot of their punch, should I say. Not necessarily every comedy is punch, but it's easier than if you were watching action films and things like that, because sometimes you just need some stupid gunfire to make things fun.
The Monty Python films as well, they're not particularly physical movies. That's just more about the expert delivery of the comedy that makes them timeless, and you'll never be able to watch them too much, in my opinion. I think. I know there's a lot of people don't really like Python that much. What?
Well, it's because there's a big bunch of people who it's the style, it's that weird surreal slapstick that it gets in.
I wouldn't even say that the Python films are that surreal. Most of them. There are surreal bits in them, like in the Life of Brian. In the Life of Brian, where he gets abducted by a spaceship.
Yeah, that's exactly the part that I was thinking of.
Yeah, but that's the only bit of that film that you could even say is slightly surreal. The rest of it is fairly grounded, I'd say. But yeah, I mean the likes of and now for something completely different, that's definitely surreal. That's getting up there.
Monty Python Demon of Life is
Oh yeah, the meaning of life is a bit weird as well.
Equally weird.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So, Beard Baron, you're the only one who's here, I think. What do you think to the new layout? I've got who our newest subscriber and followers up there, which is something that I've taken from your channel as inspiration, sir. I've also got some metal music instead of the classical. It's good, pretty good. Well, thank you, sir. We've got a tips jar in the bottom left-hand corner. So any bits that get cheered, any subscriptions that happen, there's apparently other ways that you can contribute money. You could cheer bits to have a robot say a thing, and I don't care how offensive it is, go for it. If the robot will say it, I'm happy. I'm happy with it. But don't feel obligated. Like the mooest. Yes, I have the mooest subscriber and the mooest follower instead of newest. I enjoy that. I enjoy that myself, to be fair.
I highly approve of that glorious wordplay.
Yeah, boy. I'm pretty sure if Chev saw it, she'd kick
your
off.
ass.
She's like, no! Get it off my screen now! Oh, Stevie's working on his custom overlays. What are you thinking about adding in, sir? Oh, you see, I added a Twisted Metal soundtrack to provide some metal, and it does do that, but it also provides some very dark ambience, which is apt for 40k, I think.
Indeed it is.
For in the grim dark future, there is only war.
Yes, only German techno metal.
Yeah, German techno metal would be. I think Rammstein would be a good idea, but I don't think we can get away with that on the channel, unfortunately. There is a slightly smaller band that's like trying to be Rammstein, called Tanzwurst, and I do have their stuff as well. I could probably get away with that. That probably wouldn't get content ID'd so bad. But what's the point? What's the point in pushing it? You know, I don't want these videos to be muted because the whole point is the sort of banter while we paint.
The random jabber. Let's keep going.
Okay.
And with these ones that I'm doing now, these ones are already partially sort of started.
Yeah.
So all I really need to do is clean these boys up for the most part.
Beerba says too much red on his current overlays. I mean, as a Liverpool fan, I'll never complain about too much red. My channel colour is orange.
I've got a very, very deep colour scheme, Mr. Baggins.
Yeah, lots of greys and reds.
So just a bit of red isn't that bad.
Anyone hear about Mike Hill passing away?
Oh
God, a few people have passed away this week.
I know that the drummer from
the original Slipknot lineup drummer died. That was sad. The bassist from ZZ Top has passed. I think that might be who he's talking about, to be honest, but I can't remember his name, so that's why I'm hesitating. So yeah, that's two music titans who have sadly passed away.
Gone to the great concert in the sky.
Yes. The great pit in the sky.
Where they will drink all the beers and rock out to all the musics.
Indeed.
And I realised I just didn't paint one second. Um,
Right, I think that's all I'm getting out of that paint. So starting with me melter gun fella. Well, Mike Hill is from a band called Metal Church, which I'll be honest, I don't think I've heard. I think I might have heard of them, but I don't think I've heard anything by them. So yeah, is Dustin the guy from ZZ Top? Anyway, yeah. So those are the two that I heard of anyway. R.I.P. all of the music giants of the world. I do really enjoy a bit of ZZ Top now and then. And to be fair, I've only recently really gotten into Slipknot. The the album that's got Mezzo Forte that they released in 2019, that was pretty good. That got me hooked.
I think one of my favourite little bits of trivia about ZZ Top.
Oh yeah,
is
ZZ Top
that
trivia.
The only guy that doesn't have a beard is actually called Beard.
Nice.
I think he's the drummer. the only guy who doesn't have a glorious. His second name is Beard.
So they all have some sort of beard.
Yes.
Ah.
And it is glorious.
You are right, Badger. Beardbro says.
And surprisingly, I know that because my mum told me that.
Nice. Some parental trivia right there.
Passing down the wisdom through the ages.
Yeah, let's have a little skip of that, I think. Let's go on to the next one. A bit more from Guilty Gear. I am going to expand my collection of songs, I think, at some point soon.
Scoured it.
Yeah, I got hold of the one of the Dynasty Warriors soundtracks, just because I've been on a Dynasty Warriors kick lately. I haven't actually played a Dynasty Warriors game. I've just been ogling Hyrule Warriors 2 and going, So I've installed Dynasty Warriors 8 and that's going to get played. I just know that the PC port's pretty terrible. I'm just going to have to figure out how to fix the controls, because I believe the controller support for Dynasty Warriors 8 on the PC is pretty weak.
Garbage.
Yeah. God awful is what it is. It was the point where I've played Dynasty Warriors 8 like on console, and then I tried to play it on the PC because I thought it'd be easier. And I literally couldn't play it. I knew how to play the game. I'd beaten it, but the controls were so bad. It ruined it. It just confused me.
What am I supposed to do?
You can see the dog over my shoulder there. I am currently winged by dogs. So there you go. Sometimes on the Paint Club streams there aren't that many dogs, and I feel like I'm lying. But today there are Dojas.
Many Dojas.
Indeed. There is a redeem if you want to use the channel points, where I can summon one of them and give them fusses. They'll give them fusses for you on screen. So, I'm not a massive fan of the games, just playing through Age of Calamity for the Breath of the Wild story. Oh man. I don't have D&D this week, so on Friday I'm tempted to do a Dynasty Warriors 8 stream. I'm torn between that and another game I'm getting into this week, Code Vein, where I have made a cat girl, and it's fun.
Vampire Wife and Cat, yeah.
Yeah. Have you played Code Mania?
I have not played Code Vein, but I have seen plenty of playthroughs of it.
Oh, okay, so you know all about it.
I know the general gist of it.
So for anyone who doesn't know, I'm just going to give you a quick brief synopsis of what I've learned so far. Essentially, there has been an apocalyptic event in a very specific area. The area has been surrounded by a purple shroud, and everyone inside has been turned into vampires and must hunt for blood. And there are trees that, basically that give blood. And your character is one of the rare people who can take the blood of other vampires and use that to gain their powers. So, essentially, right, long and short of it is, it's a Souls-like game set in an anime world with an interesting storyline, and it's better than the Souls games in my opinion, just because the combat's easier. Obviously, I prefer the anime characters. I like the setting a lot more because it's less oppressively dull and more sort of post-apocalyptic, like real-world situation thing. And I'm not that is a personal choice. I prefer the themes. I understand that the Souls games are very specifically supposed to be like that. It's a design choice, and that's the way it is supposed to actually be. But I prefer this more brightly coloured joyfulness of it.
One thing that has attracted me to it that I wouldn't mind actually getting it for is the fact that you can go out of your way to have a ranged option. Essentially, you could be more of a ranged character, whereas on the Dark Souls and things like that, it's very, very difficult to be a ranged striker. Purely because you just run out of ammunition too quickly, and the enemies just soak the bullets.
Yeah, on that point, the other thing I prefer about this than the Souls games is you can change your playing style on the fly. If you decide, right, I've had enough of like hacking and slashing, I'm getting my bum hole kicked in here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to literally switch to the Ranger class and then equip a gun and do a bit of range combat.
See what that says.
Yeah, now the blood magic is interesting. The ranged weapons have a very everything is based off this blood gauge essentially. You've got a set amount of charges, and different abilities use more or less charges of this blood basically. And firing the weapon uses that. So technically the Ranger isn't so much a gunner as it's like magic.
A magic caster.
Yeah,
so
magic using a gun as a weapon.
What it does is it does almost like a Bloodborne. Silver bullets, and then you can regenerate the silver bullets with
pretty
blood.
much. The blood magic seems interesting, and I think I'm probably going to take my character down that route eventually, once I've leveled up a bit more. But it is a case of you can try all these different styles, and then just swap out if you want. The only downside to doing that is you can't, you're probably going to have to spend a lot longer farming for resources in order to unlock the abilities, because you're basically unlocking abilities for everything rather than just maining down one route. So basically, once you've found your preferred style, you should probably mainline it down there and basically start unlocking stuff.
I think that's certainly something that will lean heavily towards New Game Plus.
Yeah, probably.
So you go down one pure track first, and then the next time you run around, you've got all the pure track unlocked. So then you can just jump to another one, main down that pure track again.
Yeah. Other thing that this game has, it has persistent co-op, an actual co-op. So you can play with a friend and not just have to, you don't just summon a randomer like you do in the Souls games and just hope for the best.
Hope that somebody actually appears. You can bring a dude in.
Yeah, someone can literally join your world and start kicking bums next to you the whole way.
So in a way, it's got more of a
It's got more of a focus on the
monster,
multiplayer.
like a Monster Hunter kind of multiplayer.
Yeah, kinda. Just in a definite Souls style. So yeah, it's got the bonfires. It's got the you rest at the bonfire and all the enemies respawn sort of stuff. It's got all of that. I also much prefer the level design so far. Like I've only played a few hours of it, to be fair. So that's something. Yeah, so that's that. All good.
There's one I wouldn't mind getting a hold of.
Yeah.
As much as I am absolutely god awful at the Souls games.
I am awful at the Souls games, and I am doing fine. It is a lot more forgiving than the likes of Dark Souls, I would say. And just because you've got that ranged option means that if you are getting your bum kicked, you actually have the option to back off and just start pummeling them with your long ranged abilities while you're healing up, which isn't an option in Dark Souls.
Don't you get NPCs as well?
Yeah, you get NPCs helping you out, which replace the the co-op characters in a lot of places, and that you can tell them to bugger off if you don't want them there. So yeah, I would recommend it. I got it for a tenner in the Steam sale. I don't think it's that price now, but if it gets there, I would highly recommend that you check it out. If you have even a passing love for anime or the Souls games and want something different, or in sort of you want to like the Souls games like I do, but you're so bad at them it's impossible to enjoy them.
Well, I kind of fall into that. I'm so terrible at them.
Yeah, so that's the way I've come at it, and it's not disappointed me at all. It is a much more sort of chilled out version of that type of game, basically.
Well, yeah. It's something that I can have a look at in the future.
Indeed.
Honestly, we are coming up to like the autumn sales.
That's usually a Halloween sale, isn't it? The autumn one. So that's usually in like October time.
And since Code Vein is all vampires,
yeah,
gonna be...
yeah, I've no doubt it'll be in the next Steam sale because it was in the last one, and the Steam sale games tend to come up again and again.
Stay where they are.
Yeah. Once it's been in a sale once, it's likely to be in the sale again at that price or lower next time. Right, so I've pretty much done the first couple of layers of the yellow, and because I'm a dumbass and I've decided to undercoat these in black. I mean, I was doing them ultramarines when I undercoated them, so that's not my own fault.
It's just the
yeah.
A change of intention.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go over them again and again, I think, to get the yellow to stick.
Well, luckily, I found that the Avaland Sunset isn't as like thin as the others, so it has a tendency to cover a lot easier with the darker colours.
Oh gee, you'll never guess what I've done.
Have you accidentally painted something you shouldn't have done?
No. Where's my camera controls? Look what colour I used.
Oh.
So I've accidentally used the wrong yellow to paint that. To be fair, that's probably going to work out as like an undercoat. So now I can go over it with the Avalon Sunset, and it'll probably cover really well. Because I mean, considering that's a really light layer paint, that's not too bad, I'd say.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world.
Well, look at it. I've done quite a good job of covering with the Ariel. Now I just need to go with Avalon. Oh, I not completely missed that arm. Bloody hell. God damn it. Right. Have a little sip of tea. Have a little chill. This is how messed my brain up is. Messed my brain up. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Full on, yep. Have another one, Dave.
My brain is delicious.
My brain is delicious.
My brain is pudding. Richard.
Okay, here we go. Oh. Bear's having a bit of a special minute. Alright, here we go. This yellow will go on nice. Not entirely sure what the hell Bear's up to. He's just scratching around the floor.
Trying to dig his way out.
Yeah. And now he's woken Luke up from his little nap. Some dog-related shenanigans happening in this house.
Yep. I'll take the whole bit in that.
Nice Russian march from the Red Alert 3 game soundtrack.
Metal paragraph. Indeed. Oh. I don't know whether it's going to be a good idea to add fizziness to my already turbulent interior.
Can it get any worse?
Jet propulsion? Uncontrollable?
Uncontrollable gas!
It's not the gas that I'm worried about.
Solid gas!
Yeah, the solid fuel is what I'm worried about.
But cold to your natural gas. Alright.
With the smell, it's more like uranium.
Was that looking weird or is it fine? Yeah, it's fine. There we go. Try metal therapy. Yes. Metal therapy works all of the time. I do love a bit of metal. You ever just have those days where you just I don't know, you come in, you're fed up, and then you just put some metal music on, and everything is better. I have those days sometimes. Do you have an album that you listen to, or like a set of songs when you're in a bad mood? So I've got one specific album when I'm depressed that I listen to.
I just throw on the tunes regardless.
Ah, fair enough. Well, there's a... No. Sorry, he's trying to lick me leg. I throw on the album Down on the Upside by Soundgarden when I'm depressed. And I listen to it from cover to cover, and it is the best fucking therapy in the world. You start off low, you come out high. It's great. That album's probably been listened to a lot more times than any other Soundgarden album, including Super Unknown, which is the album that's got Black Hole Sun on it, which is a fantastic album, but not my favourite.
Creepy as fuck.
Yeah, the video to that, it's such a weird song. It's such a weird video, man.
Yeah, I kind of feel that when they actually wrote that, and they were doing all the ideas for the tune,
Yeah.
the actual video for it, they were like, what can we smoke? And then they smoked it, and then they were like, oh, it needs to be this. It needs to be this. No changes in what we asked for.
Yeah.
The guys who were making it are like, okay.
Are you sure about that, bud?
You alright? Do you need to like sit down for?
Who hurt you? Who hurt you? Right, what am I doing? Here we go. Tell you what, Twisted Metal Black did not have as much metal in it as I remember. I know the Twisted Metal in the on the PS3 had a lot of metal. I remember that one being very good.
Very metally. The likelihood is you probably just didn't hear a great deal of the music in Twisted Metal because of the action.
Yeah. Well, in Twisted Metal Black anyway, you couldn't help but hear the music in the... like I would say that the Twisted Metal PS3, because I think they just called it Twisted Metal. No, I think it was supposed to be like a reboot of the series. But, like, the soundtrack to that game, I would say, is on par with, like, Doom Eternal's, like, but in terms of, like, just sheer shredding and metalness. It was so good.
I think that's purely down to just the times changing, essentially. Because when Twisted Metal Black and all that came out, things were as heavy.
I guess, yeah.
Nowhere near as heavy as some of the songs are now. So it's just a little bit of evolution. An evolution in the genre.
Yeah. Yeah, metal has definitely gotten more and more acceptable over the years. I mean, do you remember that Mech Assault game where they had Twisted Transistor on there before it even came out?
We have it.
Brutal Legend is the best game soundtrack. Oh, that's a good shout. That is a good shout, but you are factually incorrect, sir. The greatest game soundtrack, if you're talking about like licensed music, is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Specifically number 2. That had a fantastic soundtrack. Brutal Legend was great. I haven't completed Brutal Legend. Wrong!
So long to complete Brutal Legend. There was one mission that took us forever to do. And then I cheesed it, essentially.
Yeah, I think
completely cheesed it.
I think I played it up until the point it became apparent that the game was just going to be like a real-time strategy game. And it just became a bit weird. I quite enjoyed the exploration bit of it.
When you start doing the rock battles, essentially they're like the big sort of, I would say, time fillers. Really? I mean, you've got your exploration sections, and they are awesome. Just driving around finding all the cool shit.
Yeah. I
Going
enjoyed the
going into
characters.
the underworld to talk to Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah. Lemmy had the best bit for me.
Because he was the healer.
He was the spider, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had the spider that
Spider with the
get
bass
to get.
strings. Fucking boss.
That boss was annoying.
So, yeah. I mean, I do own Brutal Legend, so if that's something you want to see me play, you can always whack it on my to be played list.
Probably gonna happen, bro.
Aye. Brutal Legend, has Judas Priest, Ozzy Osbourne, Megadeth, Testament, Motorhead, Slayer, and I mean, yeah, it absolutely has a fantastic thing. But for me, I think Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is like that eclectic mix of metal, rap, and pop that just that metal, rap, and punk that just sort of that is the soundtrack to my teen years.
I think Brutal Legend.
Oh, I've just fucking done Uriel Yellow again, for fuck's sake.
I think Brutal Legend has more of a almost like a beginner's guide to metal. Which is what makes it so good. Because then you can drop in, you can kind of go, oh, what are these bands? What are all those stuff?
Yeah.
And you can kind of find them that way. Whereas Tony Hawk's was a broad genre.
Yeah.
So you could just stick it down as a sweet playlist and just play the game and carry on.
Yeah, I think the best beginner's guide to metal for me was because it was my beginner's guide to metal, GTA Vice City. That basically had all of the greats in it, and that V-Rock was such a great station. In fact, I think that almost all of the artists that Baggins has named there was on V-Rock.
Yeah,
In fact, I've got the CD in the upper room, so I could go and get it, and I could tell you exactly what was on it.
Was my favourite station to put on. Secondly, was the chat show.
Oh yeah.
And one of the
with Laszlo, who
Laszlo.
has left the company now. Laszlo does not work for Rockstar anymore.
But I always remember one single part of it where he's interviewed the action movie hero guy.
Oh yeah, that was supposed to be like Arnie.
Yeah, I gotta defend freedom. Welcome to the land of freedom, bitches! And he starts shooting up the recording studio. he's like post-traumatic stress movie that Schwarzenegger.
Oh, it was that was back when Rockstar used to make games for people to play rather than microtransaction filled messes.
It was back in a time when every
Just
microtransaction messes.
Yeah.
Back in the day of that. be consumed.
Yeah.
Consumed by
Unichronic arms.
Unichronic arse.
Yeah.
That takes a big spin on it, considering that Unicron is just a giant planet that's consumed things. But if it was Unichronic arse, just see a giant pair of cheeks approaching.
That is pretty much exactly what EA is. See if I can drink this tea before it goes cold.
That consumes things in a suppository-like style fashion.
Did you see a frog now just like, oh no, slowly getting sucked in?
No. I'm pretty sure there have been plenty of doctors out there who've seen that on a regular basis.
100%. Anyone who works in an emergency.
Yeah. Sorry, doctor. I was doing some gardening, but naked. I fell over backwards.
I fell over backwards on top of a frog.
I just so happened to fall into the pond.
Anyway, here we go. So far, so good on this fella. Who is...
eventually, Avalon's unsevered.
Yeah. It's a bit of Uriel still sticking out, but that'll be sorted when I touch it up. So there you go. So far. Oh yeah, I forgot. I haven't even got my light on. Let's get the old light on. I'm going to have it as overhead view, so if I look a bit Queen albumy, do let me know. There you go.
Is this the real life?
Or is this just fantasy?
Caught in mainstream?
Indeed. Right, let's see if we can get the Aquila painted before...
that's the thing. I know that you're pronouncing it correctly. Right?
What?
Aquila.
Okay.
Look, it always sticks in my mind to be Aquila.
Okay.
And I know I'm wrong, which really, really annoys us because it just sounds better when I say it.
Aquila.
It rolls up Aquila.
Tequila.
Rather than Aquila.
You see, all I can think of is tequila now.
It's not a drink that I enjoy, and before people are
I absolutely can't stand the stuff. I know the missus loves tequila.
So before you say anything badly, you should try it, and I have. I have tried it. I have, and it just doesn't taste good. But then again, I don't like. Some of the. I don't drink vodka anymore either because it's a bit too strong. That's why rum is my choice, my tasty choice of spirit.
Okay, I'm actually getting a song request here. Okay, if I've got it, I'll play it. If I don't got it, I don't know if I can. Oh, tasty.
Sorry about that.
That's alright, better out than in, especially given your current circumstances. You'd probably end up coming out the other way.
Yeah, that depends on what comes out. I'm surprised that I actually got some flat shows from... Oh, I missed a fucking thing!
Let's have a look and see if we've got it. Doomscape. I don't have it, I'm afraid. Is that from the Doom soundtrack? Because the Doom soundtracks are on my hit list. Ah, there you go. I will get that for next time. So, this week I added the Twisted Metal Black soundtrack, the Dynasty Warriors 6, I think was the only one I could find soundtrack, which I don't think I've added to this yet. Let's have a look. Dun, 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 dun. Don't think I have, no. Let's have it. Let's have it now.
Do it. Do it now.
Do it now!
Add it. Add it to the playlist.
There you go. Dynasty Warrior soundtrack.
Now it's time for me to paint the thing that I forgot.
Wait, there you go.
You'll be asked if you cannot use the Spotify.
I could use the Spotify. Go on then. Oh, I've just set it up for Winamp on the thing. Just dropped my paintbrush. Do 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 do.
Now I need to get the dark brown out again because
Okay.
it's got a big belt strap on it.
Let's put that Doomsgate on then. This might get extremely loud. I don't know how loud it actually is.
This silence offends, Slanesh. Things will get loud now.
I think it's okay.
Well, you'll soon get told by the good Sir Stevie.
Yes, we will.
Master Blackens.
Alright, just hide Winamp then, shall we? Since we're not using. Oh, I can't hide Winamp because opening an extra application.
Okay,
There you go.
I shall decant myself to the Lector.
Oh, okay. I shall, rather than just looking at just one screen, I'll put full cam on just so that you've got me. Just me. Right, so I am going to be adding now. So I've painted the gold on his Aquila. Now I need to put the red bits on. So let me just whoop. There you go. The Aquila is golded. I need to put the red bits on the shoulder, and then it's lead belcher time, I think. So yes, in fact we might do lead belcher first, because it's easier to cover up metal with red than it is to cover up red with metal. Okay, so lead belcher, let's go. Here we go.
Remain steadfast through the passage that preys upon the weak.
What?
He set forth without pity and hunted the slaves of doom with barbarous cruelty. Unbreakable, incorruptible, unyielding.
Lead belcher.
None could stand before the horde but the Doomslayer.
I am hoping that metal will ensue. I'm sure it will. Oh, this is the tension music, isn't it? Come on. Just trying to get the lead belcher on here without painting any of these yellow that I've already done. Yeah! A tiny bit. There you go. Shit, I think I just painted on some. There's the lead belcher there. So, how was the last bit of Space Jam, Stevie? Did it redeem the whole film for you, or is it still shit?
By the gods,
Oh, our mate Badger's back.
I have returned, but
Trying to get me bloody mouse over here.
gotta sit down a bit gingerly.
Here he is.
I am back.
He is back. Sorry, what did you say about? I was asking whether the last bit of the film that you were watching had redeemed it, or whether it was still poo. I'm assuming it's still poo. Load of shite. Yeah. Well, I wish you could have those hours of your life back, but sadly you can't. I need to use a clicker to get rid of the end of this, because that's not been clipped very well.
See, I think that's going to be something for the future.
Something in the future.
Yeah, something for the future when we can, get into people's brains and allow them to view the world in different factors. It's going to be a case of, I would like to see a movie before I pay money for it. And then, well, obviously you would pay your cash, to be honest, and then you would get cash back if the movie was shit, like Alexander, which was garbage.
I mean, I don't think that movie studios would ever let that happen because they are addicted to pumping out shit and they don't want people to get money back for it. Warner Brothers need to get that house in order, apparently. I mean, yes, they've made a Space Jam movie. That franchise never needed to be,
Reborn.
reborn. They've just ran out of ideas, and they thought, oh, you know what was popular? Let's do that.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. Old Shaq.
Get ready for the Shaq attack.
Yeah. That Shaq attack, yeah. Okay, so I'm just putting the lead belcher on this gun here. We nearly didn't stream today. I'm so glad we did, because I'm feeling a lot more zen than I was before.
That's the thing. Just get a bit of the... When you get into it, when you get into the jar, into the flow, that's when everything starts coming up Millhouse again.
Yeah. Just Mondays are hard, and that's one of the reasons I did this stream, just so that anyone who's had a shit Monday can come here, tell us all about it, watch us paint some Warhammer, maybe paint some of their own, send us pictures.
Sweet bats.
Yeah. And this is just a really nice low energy stream, just real nice and chill, which is very much at odds with what happened over the weekend. Do you want to hear about what happened over the weekend?
Do tell. Do tell.
So, I started a new Let's Play.
Ah, yes, it was Monkey Ball, wasn't it?
Yeah, Super Monkey Ball Adventure. I rage quit on Sunday.
Okay.
Like,
Well,
the Saturday stream was like really stressful. I hated it, every second of it. And basically I wasn't going to carry on with it, but then I got, towards the end of the stream, I made a little bit of progress, which gave me some hope that the game was going to be, doable, and I'd be able to carry on and play an actual game. Yeah, no. On Sunday, it became very apparent within about half an hour that the game was going to resume with its bullshit. It was just a mess.
not having it.
Yeah. So, there's a lot wrong with Super Monkey Ball adventure even. The first thing is basically it's one of those instances where a good game has been turned into a shit game because it's been turned into a type of game that it really shouldn't be. So essentially a puzzle game has been turned into an open world platformer and it doesn't suit it. You're still using the monkey rolling mechanics to get around, which is a fucking pain in the arse. And it's just it doesn't work well.
Monkey Ball was like a puzzle. What is it?
Puzzle platformer,
A
basically.
puzzle multiplayer. It was almost
Sorry, what?
like that.
You broke up there. It was almost what?
It's along the same lines of like Mario Party.
Yeah.
So you had the puzzle party game. That's what I was meaning.
Yeah.
Because of course you had your base game, which was practically Marble Madness.
Yeah,
where
pretty much.
you're using the physics to get through little things and get your. You just had the ski jump and the maze run and
Yeah.
monkey boxing and things like that.
Sure, I'm just going to quit out of a load of applications just to see if my internet goes a bit faster because you're starting to break up there.
No worries.
Right, there you go. So yeah, I got what you said basically. It's essentially just a puzzle game, and there are like party games involved, which is great, and those still exist in Super Monkey Ball Adventure. But they've basically tried to put a story mode on it, and the story mode is absolute ass. It's so badly designed. There's no real indication of what you're supposed to do, so I ended up just rolling around this map. Basically no indication of what I'm supposed to be doing at any given moment. And it just wasn't very, very good.
Rolling around at the speed of sound.
Yeah, so I basically rage quit because it was utterly abysmal. It was not making me happy. And it was just so frustrating. There was a mission that Richard was there for a mission where you had to fly around getting little chicks. You had to fly around getting eggs, and then taking them to a nest. And the jankiness of that mission it broke me. Like, I've not been that rageful on a stream in my life. And it absolutely destroyed me. And so I've just I basically called it a day and then went on Hades for a bit yesterday. So
Not today.
yeah, so that game is going in the abandoned Let's Play pile.
The Let's Play Another Day.
Yeah, let's not play basically. I may go back to it one day if I'm feeling particularly sadistic and I have more patience. Because I can see how it can be done, it's just janky as all hell and it's just a pain in the arse.
This is why I'd said let's play another day.
Yeah, maybe.
So it could sit in a box and at some point in time it might resurrect?
Don't know.
Well, it's unlikely.
Yeah, it's just a bad game for sad times.
Obviously, I haven't really played games on stream for a good few years now, but I do remember the most recent moment of rage quittable that I did playing BattleTech.
Oh.
And one of the missions is essentially go here, blow up these things, get these supplies.
Yeah.
And you essentially have, at that point in the campaign,
Yeah.
a squad of maybe a squad of medium mechs. possibly one heavy mech, but mostly on the mid-range mediums.
Yeah.
And you've got to fight like 3 or 4 lancers and do the objectives.
It's basically unrealistic.
And it's a case of you've got to fight the dice rolls.
Oh yeah.
That's all it is. You have to fight the random number.
RNG bullshit, man. It's one of my least favourite things. It's one of the reasons I just can't do XCOM.
And I think that's exactly what I said before I sort of ended up pulling back and quitting from that. Until I did go back and finish it, and I did do it on stream where I kicked ass.
Yeah.
But it was up until that point I was like, this is the thing. I cannot stand random number generators. They are awful.
Yeah.
Awful mechanics. Because the computer is programmed, regardless of what game it is programmed to be harder against you.
Yeah.
Essentially, it prioritizes the computer's features.
Absolutely. So yeah, I mean, I liked XCOM. It's just the reason I can't do XCOM is because I can't deal with losing people. Because you spend all that time like building them, making them look cool, giving them little personalities and quirks,
putting the resources into them in order to actually make them useful in the fight, and then one lucky shot, there goes their face, and all that energy is just gone, and all the resources gone.
Basically, I got to the point in XCOM, where it starts. Have you played XCOM? Do you know it?
Which one?
The new Enemy Unknown or something, I think it's called.
No, I played like some of it.
Okay. But anyway, so you get to a point in the story where it starts to spawn like super enemies who will and they will randomly appear in during other missions. So you could be doing like a hard ass mission and then just this super enemy will come and just poo all over you, because they're designed to not be able to be killed in one encounter, and you're supposed to basically try and do the objective and run away, essentially, or do enough damage so that they run away. So they can be killed over multiple encounters, and I get that, I understand it, I just hate it.
It would be nicer if it wasn't essentially entirely based on random numbers.
Yeah, I got
whether or not they ruin your doom.
Yeah, I got to a mission where basically it was going to spawn this elite enemy regardless of what happened. It was a quite hard mission to do. I gave it like 3 or 4 times. I get 3 or 4 goes, and every single time I lost like half the squad. And I was like, no, I'm not playing this anymore.
Start over.
Just not great. I'm just gonna, because I'm leaning forward to do it, so I'm just gonna move the camera down for you so you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to get this as neat as possible, because tidying this up is usually the biggest pain in the arse.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm just doing the red bits on the shoulders. It's not really that neat. That's sad. Never mind.
Well, you can always go back.
Yeah.
That's the wonderful thing. It's not 100% set in stone yet.
Yeah. Anyone in chat got any random number generation bullshit stories that they want to share with us?
Any rage quit stories, essentially.
Yeah. Oh yeah, just rage quit stories if you want.
Because I think I actually had one during Styx Master of Shadows as well, when I just couldn't get past this one particular asshole who would spot you in the dark and he's like, because it's on that game. It's so good, but it's also one of those where it really forces you to play more stealthily because enemies are super hard against you.
Yeah. So it's like stealth or die. Sort of like
unless you're an ungodly fighter.
Yeah.
It is a case of stealth or die.
Yeah.
Because again, you have to play along with resources like, you know, tractor or knives, which will give you an instant game, but you don't get very many of them. So it's like you're going to use them very, very sparingly.
Yeah.
But it's good because I have it.
Like, I do enjoy stealth games. I do. Like, I play Tenchu is like Tenchu Z or Tenchu Z or whatever, whichever way you want to say it. I always say Tenchu Z.
Yeah.
Tenchu Z was really good. That was on the 360, and I think it was the last Tenchu game ever made that wasn't a mobile game. They might have made a PS Vita Tenchu actually.
I think there was a PS Vita Tenchu at some point.
Yeah.
But the only ones that I played said Tenchu Stealth or something.
Yeah.
I'm so good.
Yeah, I really love Tenchu because it gives you like style points for like how stealthy and stylish you can be at the same time.
Yeah, how you kill the people is how you get your quality points.
Yeah. And I do enjoy Splinter Cell.
I got that
some
for
Splinter Cell games anyway.
I got the first Splinter Cell as a Christmas present when it first came out for the Xbox, for the basic Xbox.
That was a fucking game. That's the original one.
And Warrich can quite happily tell you about the funniest and the most sort of like eyebrow raising thing that he saw me do.
Oh, okay.
Is one of the missions where you're sneaking into the CIA or the FBI.
Yeah.
There's a dude in a security room.
Mm-hmm.
And you essentially go from a dark lit warehouse kind of area through a bright white corridor with guards walking up and down it into this security room. And I snuck across from the warehouse into the room, choked the dude out, got the stealthy thing that I needed to get, like the information, turned off all the security systems and snuck back into the warehouse without anybody seeing it. And he was like, how do you do that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just did. I have no fucking idea.
Oh man, the stealth sections in Vampire the Masquerade were fucking hilarious. Because
I saw you sneaking around in that warehouse where you were going around the stairs and you were like, what did he not?
Yeah. It's like half the time when I was like walking around, I was like, how am I getting away with this? How am I getting away with this?
It shouldn't be.
Oh, it was such a Vampire the Masquerade. I still need to put together that best of video. I said I'd do it this week and I just haven't. So
that's okay. You've got time to recuperate your brain first.
The idea is I want to sort of semi-script it so that it's like it ends up being like a review. I don't want to like give it a review score or anything because that'd be fucking bullshit. I just want to give you my thoughts on it in a cogent, summarizable way, and then show you all the clips. And that would be a nice like 10-15 minute video, YouTube friendly. YouTube hates videos that are over an hour long like mine.
100. But no, just get your brain in order first, and then
So
And then get that done.
yeah, it is going to happen at some point. I'm hoping to release it before the weekend, so I can. I don't know if I'm going to start a new Let's Play this weekend. I'm probably going to carry on some of the ones that I've sort of dropped.
Just do a random medley like you have done until you.
On the redeem button thing. Let me just see what it looks like. There are now sort of. I don't know what do you call them, like channel goals or something, things, and you can just pump your points into them, and there's 2% raised in the booze control, and there's no one's put anything in for the console mixtape streams. So
I was going to say, is this aerial?
so basically, chuck points in there if you want to see me doing either a booze control or a mixtape. Because I've got quite a nice collection at the moment of that's building of console games, and I'll show you a few of them. The mixtape stream we did back in November was quite fun, wasn't it?
It was, because what you were doing is you said.
It was sort of just like, you know, here's half an hour of this game. This is a fun game. Now let's move on to another one.
And then there was the terrible voiceovers.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, at some point, I'm going to do a PS1 era RPG as a Let's Play, and I will do all of the voices, and it's going to be beautiful.
And what I'm going to suggest to you, Mr. Dave, is that you all soothers or some other form of throat defending medicines.
Isn't that half the point? Just watching someone just totally destroy their throat.
Well, the thing is, yeah, it's perfectly fine if film game kind of thing, or a walk and click puzzle kind of game. But if you're doing an RPG, you're looking at like at least 20, 30 plus, like even more so episodes worth of the same thing over and over again.
You've also got to think about how you remember who does what voice.
Yes.
That's a problem.
You in particular have to remember the fact that you do about 3 or 4 other streams as well. So you're gonna come off your medley stream and you're gonna be like,
So,
today I won't be talking because.
Yes.
And then just give up a big stream of all the hilarious fucking voices run through.
So if you want to see me do lots of silly voices, I can, nominate my next Let's Play.
Unless you deliberately go out of your way to get like a friendly person in to do the.
Yeah, pick my next Let's Play. There you go. 5,000 points, basically. You need, which is not that high, but I'm trying to encourage people to use it because I don't just want to play whatever I want to play all the time.
Well, that is helpful though.
Yeah.
And I realised that there's lots of stuff that I haven't.
Right, so I need to do more lead belcher, and then I need to do black, and then this model's done. There you go. Just a little, I should really have got my smaller brush out here. Snooglyphin! Why not pick a game you wanted to play but never got round to it? That's kind of what I did with Super Monkey Ball Adventure, and I regret that decision significantly because it's a bad game. It's a very, very bad game.
Reaching into the biscuit barrel and getting a fucking.
Getting a turd out.
Well, what's a terrible biscuit? Rich tea, essentially. You're reaching in the biscuit barrel, hoping for hobnob.
Yeah.
Like something that's going to force you out the way.
I mean, if you nominate a game, it'll be one I like anyway. Hey, I don't mind that, dude. Especially if I've never played it before. Like Vampire the Masquerade, it was always one of those games that I was like, meh, can't be arsed. And
then you started playing it. You were like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it was.
What have I been missing?
That was an excellent game and such a good Let's Play.
You know what? I didn't actually see the start of your Vampire the Masquerade.
I mean,
Game.
all the VODs are up if you want to watch them.
What clan did you pick?
It was Tremere. I picked the
Ooh,
space
the Tremere.
mages. Or vampire mages.
I remember that the Tremere didn't. Because you see, I know both the Masquerade and the Requiem lot.
Oh yeah.
And the only ones that remained in Vampire the Requiem from Masquerade were the Vontru,
Why?
the Nosferatu, and I believe it's the Gang. Those are the only ones that survive.
So they didn't have didn't have all the clans.
Well, they're the only ones that survived as playable clans. The other ones, like the Smithy and the Giovanni and all, placed by things like the Deva, the Malkovians got replaced with another one that begins with N, but they also had the emphasis on stealth and intelligence gathering.
Yeah. Well, the Giovannis weren't a playable clan.
Yeah, but in the actual pen and paper, Giovanni was a playable clan.
I don't actually. I would challenge that. I don't think they are. Snoogliffin, weigh in on this. You DM'd a game, and we did a character creation. I didn't hear Giovanni. I don't think they are a playable clan.
Did you play the Masquerade, or did you play?
We played World of Darkness.
Yeah, you played World of Darkness, but did you play Vampire the Masquerade? Vampire Red. And yeah, the 5th Ed stuff is somewhat very, very different from the ones that I have played.
Oh, fair enough.
Because I never got... back in UD, there was the possibility of... I mean, I did play a big Requiem game where I played a Nosferatu. But he was one of my favourite characters that I've ever played. Favourite characters. I bloody loved the things. Because I did most of the sneaky stuff that the sneaky people should have done, but didn't.
Yeah, I made a Bruja.
Ah, yeah, the Bruja. I believe the Bruja eventually got replaced by the Deva.
Well, the Bruja was in the game we played, the 5th Ed one.
I think they may have brought a lot of them back. Like a big combination thing.
Yeah, well, I made a Bruja. I made an ex-Russian mafia person who was turned into a vampire, and so I mean, I think we will eventually go back to that campaign. I'm hoping so anyway, because that was fun, and I enjoyed playing it a lot.
Now, I know that out of all of it, I have played out of the World of Darkness stuff.
Yes.
I DM'd a Mortals campaign.
Oh, nice.
Which essentially was based on Black Lagoon. Cough, cough.
Great anime. Fantastic.
It was a similar thing. Sort of, you know, this company's out to do this thing. There's local gang bosses. There was some Cuban, glorious Cuban dude.
Nice.
Who was terribly stereotypically maybe racist, maybe not.
No.
Because I'm bad with the accents.
Oh, as in it's a stereotype that might be racist, not might.
Yeah, it was a stereotype that was racist because he, well, like a Cuban mob boss as well.
Apparently, the latest edition is Masquerade, not Requiem.
Right, so they went back to the older stuff. So they went back to the originals. And yeah, I DM'd the Mortals game.
Yeah.
I played Werewolf. I played Changeling. I did play Mage.
Oh, yeah.
And I played Vampire the Requiem. I think there are 2 extra books that I know of that you could have things with. One is the Hunters, which I didn't play, and one is the Demons book, which essentially has all the other weird and wonderful creatures in the things like actual, demons, mummies,
Yeah.
all the legendary creatures that you might think of, things like chupacabras.
Yeah. Let me see. Is the chat window big enough? I think I just need to full screen it on this screen just to see. Yes, it's fine. It's fine. We can see that. Snooglyphin says they have added more clans in Splat books, but in the player's handbook there's no Giovanni, Shimichi, or La Sombra.
In the original one, in the original Masquerade, you could play the Giovanni, Shimichi, Sombra.
Yeah, well, if you pick up the books, I'll definitely play something. That'd be fun.
Shimichi is my favourite one that I want to play.
What are they? Come on, tell me about them a bit more.
Shimichi are the Flesh Crafters.
Ah, yes, they're the ones. I remember them. Yeah, they're the ones.
They essentially go out of their way and they do physical body improvements, and they make flesh golems, and
they're the ones who made my least favourite enemy in the Vampire the Masquerade game. Those little walking little blobs. I hate them. I hate them so much. I never want to see another one of those in my life again.
See, some of the lore of the Shimichi is the fact that they're ridiculously well-mannered. They're amazingly well-mannered. Okay. So you come into their house really, really good to you, as long as you pay attention and show them that you have manners as well, and very, very cordial with you, and they'll just be the good stuff. But if you start fucking with them, then they'll start fucking with you, probably giving you an extra anus.
Indeed.
My sisters and brothers be thankful.
So, I'm currently adding liquid talent to this model. I think I'm probably going to aim to just get this one model done, and then I might start just adding yellow to the other model. I think we are running on time at some point.
We
still
are
got another 50 minutes. Still got another almost the better part of an hour left, but I do want to get at least one model done today.
I was going to say, with the amount of chitty chat that we've done, we've got a decent amount of time taken up out of that.
Yeah. So yeah, I look forward to our future endeavours in Vampire the Masquerade. D&D is all fun and that, but I think we've got a D&D group who've basically just played D&D constantly every single weekend for it's well over a year now, and just constantly playing D&D. I'm running out of character concepts basically, and I kind of want a change.
It is actually quite a nice change of pace, considering the vampire setting is specifically more modern.
Yeah, and as Snooglyphin says, it is more focused on the role play. A lot more focused on the role play, because combat should be over in 3 turns. I think it's supposed to be. Right, let's see if I can.
Almost sort of like a first strike kind of combat. The first one to get in, the big hit is the first one that wins essentially.
Pretty much, yeah. I think we only had one combat in the whole game that we played, and
being able to talk your way out of those situations, exceedingly good.
Aye. Right. So there's the liquid talent. Now I need to do some highlights. Bam, 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 bam. No, I'm not doing any dry brushing, because obviously I still don't have a dry brush. I need to wait until payday to buy one of them. But I will. And then I will learn. Realised there was a bit off the backpack that I hadn't quite gotten with the base coat. So I need to get that done. There you are. I need to let the liquid talent dry, realistically.
That would be helpful, otherwise you'll just like smear it all over the unit.
Yeah.
And then you'd be like, why is everything slightly weirdly coloured?
While that happens, I'll switch us back to the other music. Let's just... Oh, that's a great song. God damn it.
That's a great song.
Spotify, go away. Ah, cool. We've got HT, the intro to Trigun. That's our next song.
Oh.
So I'll just pop that back on. Very nice.
It's been so long since I've seen Trigun.
Such a good series.
So I don't know if any of the actual like, streaming channels have any of the old stuff on them. So I seriously have to take an eyeball or see if Crunchyroll has any of the other ones on, like
Yeah.
Trinity Blood.
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop.
I think that Netflix has got Trigun at the moment.
You know something that I didn't see on the Crunchy.
What's that?
Heckin' Fruits Basket.
I don't know if I've ever seen Fruits Basket.
You will remember Fruits Basket. It's one of the ones in the anime.
Oh,
Where it's got yeah, it's one of the ones where me, you, and our good friend Evis were shit-faced
oh yeah.
while we were watching it. We were just taking the piss out of it, and everybody else got, well, all of the lasses got really, really annoyed. Because it's one of those cuddly, cutesy, bloody type ones. It was just like, no, I can't deal with this, not after like.
One of my favourite moments from me was me and Evis were mightily drunk, and so in one of the horrible, like, sort of yaoi anime.
It was Vice Cruise.
It was Vice Cruise, yeah.
Because
An anime called Vice Cruise, which is terrible, terrible yaoi anime. Someone got punched in the stomach, and I just screamed at the back of the room, "He just got fisted!" And everyone laughed, and just three girls were just staring, give me the death stare.
Yeah, death stare.
Oh, it was beautiful. I made enemies that day.
Many.
Right. I have no idea what this is. Oh, it's part of the Guilty Gear soundtrack.
There was another one which I want to have a look for. I can't remember it properly, but I can sort of remember the character.
Yeah.
Because it was essentially based on Journey to the West or whatever, because it had the idiot monkey character.
Yeah.
It had the priest who was smoking. It's like Sayuki or something? Maybe?
Was it literally just an adaptation of Journey to the West?
I believe as much, because essentially it was just the priest guiding four horrific monstrous creatures in a direction to do something.
Yeah.
Complete some holy quest or whatever the fuck.
I mean, I'm assuming you're not just talking about Dragon Ball, because that is
No,
essentially one of those.
No, it's not Dragon Ball. So I want to see if I can find it again, finish it, because we got a stage of it and
Yeah.
we didn't have we essentially just didn't have the episodes because they hadn't
Hadn't been done. I want to watch Hellsing Ultimate. I know that was one of the ones where they didn't have the episodes done.
We saw the original Hellsing anime stuff, but they hadn't released the Ultimate stuff yet. Because the Ultimate was essentially just an upgraded that came out
Yeah.
to the original set.
I kind of want to watch Hellsing Internet, so I'm gonna have to see if I can get hold of that at some point.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. Because I think I saw like, what did I see up to? I think it was like episode 10 or something. Well, it actually probably wasn't even that far. It was like episode 4 or 5. Did you ever see the Castlevania anime on Netflix?
I have not seen the Castlevania anime.
It is good.
I wouldn't mind seeing it purely because I've seen like little clips involving Death,
Yeah.
and Death is just a dickhead.
Yeah.
And I like that because it's like he's seen so much shit that he just doesn't care anymore.
Yeah, seasons 1 and 2 are very good. Seasons 3 or 4, I believe, aren't that good. But I've not seen them, so I can't give you any indication of that, whether that's true or not.
I do want to see just Death being shit with people.
Yeah.
Because he's had enough of it. The bollocks. So he's like, nope. Nope.
Okay, here we go.
Trying to do my job.
I am currently using Wild Rider Red, and I have thinned it to within an inch of its life. And I am now going to attempt. I'm going to thin it a little bit more actually, because it's quite bold, and I really don't want it to come through too much. So there we go. I'm applying it onto the edge of the Mephiston Red, is it? It's called?
Yes, it'll be Mephiston.
So this is the first attempt at like edging.
You
And
fucking laugh at me all the time when I say that.
I do, yeah. So I'm laughing at myself for it. I'm just trying to do it nice and gentle. I don't want it to be as comic book looking as my town when I tried to do some edging on them.
Just a tiny little bit of work.
Yeah.
I've actually seen people who have done models in like a cell shaded style.
Yeah. And if that's what you're going for, that's great.
It looks amazing though, the way that they've got it.
Yeah.
And obviously the majority of them are orcs.
Is it? Oh my god, it's the splodge already. Oh, the splodge is already gone. Fuck's sake. It's already dried up. How was adding more water to a splodge make it, like, dry quicker?
Wash it off.
It's weird, man.
Maybe it's just so thin.
Well, I'm trying to make it so thin, that's the thing. There we go. Let's see if we can get this nice and thin on there. Not quite as thin as I wanted it, but it's alright actually. It's alright. It's not the worst thing in the world. Let's try getting this on there. Could always add more if I... Oh, that's not too bad. A little bit more maybe. A little bit more. Yeah, there you go.
Get the bases of these done. Because the rest of them is essentially sorted. And do a bit of dry brushing.
Okay, that's one done. Oh shit, he just fell. Stop falling. There you are.
Oh, I fell over. I fell over and I can't get up.
Yeah, he's got a metal weapon. It's a metal model, so they're always a bit front heavy, aren't they?
Annoyingly so most of the time.
Yeah.
Annoyingly so. I'll be painting some metal models at some point in the nearish future,
Yeah.
because a while back, Rich acquired himself some of the very, very old orcs.
Ooh. Old school orky boys.
Oh yes. And even though some of them may need a little updating because they're all missing some arms and bits and pieces,
Yeah.
I think I can work with that and get them painted up pretty nice.
A bit too much on there. Right, wipe that off. Right. I've done the red highlights on all of the models that I have thus far painted.
Nice.
I don't know how it's going to turn out. I'm just going to let them dry and see what happens.
And even if you think that the lines for the highlights are too thick, you can thin them out a bit by going over the edges.
To be honest, I think it's going to be the other way, where I think it's probably not going to have made any difference at all. So, yeah, I'll show you this guy. I would say he's table ready now. I still need to do some dry brushing once I get a dry brush, but this is as far done as I can make it at the moment. So let me swap to my cam and then move the focus to right up close. There you go. Ooh, let's move the light so you can see it a bit better. So you can sort of see the outlines a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that, and that's really nice. That is.
Yeah, well, there's a bit of red leaking onto that gun there. Also, I've just realised the eyes haven't been on, and for some reason there's some red on his face. Where did that happen? Okay, well, let's continue. Let's get the camera sorted. There we go. Hi. Okay, let's put it back to both of us. Let's fix that face issue. Fix the face and give him some eyes. Oh my god. I honestly can't see the red on his face, but I know it exists because when the camera zoomed into it, it showed it. It's weird, man.
It's gonna wait until it's painted the eyes of that man. Like, hi, Jeff.
Yeah. Just painting over the area anyway, just to make sure. There we go. Right, and I need my blue, because I'm doing the eyes in blue on the helmets. Drop the music down a bit, because I think Badger's mumblings is getting drowned out a bit.
Oh no, I was just grunting about some of the locations. So it's not worth turning voices up for. I was actually specifically being quiet for that.
Oh, it's fine. To be fair, I think I did turn the music up a bit too loud there. So it's competing with my dumbass. Dumas, yeah. Oh, you fucking cunt. Twat. I knew it was going to happen. Ah, there's the red bit there. Just spotted it. Because the camera's been reversed.
You were looking at the wrong side?
Yeah, let's look at the wrong side. Yes. You can tell it's been reversed because my move sign is got the wrong way around. Okay. Right, let's just get the yellow out again. Okay, let's just tidy that up there.
I don't actually have much left to go on this.
So it sounds like Motley Crue. There we go. Nice. Okay, that'll do. Now I just need a teeny bit of lead filter and then this model is finished. And then I'll just tidy the base up, I think. Lead filter. Yes, thank you. Okay. And doing this tiny weeny bit there, just cover up that red that I've accidentally splodged on. Nice. Nice, very nice. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Indeed. Ooh, here's a thing. And Snow, if you're still in the room, you can join in on this one. Have you guys played the? I don't know how new it is, but there's a new expansion to Vermintide 2.
I have not played Vermintide 2 for a long time.
That was my inkling. Get it installed. Oh, no, you're not going to be here on Wednesday, are you? Anyway, get it installed anyway, because there is a free update that gives everyone a new game mode, and it essentially turns Vermintide into a roguelike, where you get basically randomly generated maps that are, which are made of pre-generated parts. So it's procedurally generated, basically. So you get procedurally generated objectives. Halfway through the objectives, you get you get essentially chances to get more, better weapons, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do a shout out to the vegan pork, a fine Australian gentleman who I've followed for a few weeks, and I saw him playing it yesterday, I think it was, and it's very multiplayer Wednesday friendly. We have a doggo here. He has his rope.
Look at that face.
Look at it. He wants to play. He wants to play tug of war.
You just slowly watch as you get wheeled away on you.
He's a strong boy. He could. If I let him, he could definitely pull me. But luckily the floor is wooden and he slides.
Because the floor is lava.
There you go. On the couch. Oh, sure. Mess the couch up. Those blankets are supposed to cover it to protect it from dog air. But obviously they've been removed. Okay.
That was his plan all along.
It was. Okay, so this model now, it's got blue eyes, is finished.
Blue Eyes Silver Dragon.
Yeah, there he is with his blue eyes. Actually, I'll turn the volume of the light down, since it is making it very difficult to see. There you go, that's a bit better. Better lighting. There is a Space Marine.
Nice.
So now I've got 3 of the boys. Got the these two spods and Commander Dude.
You got the Sergeant.
Yeah, Sergeant here, who's got a very good face. I enjoy the quality of his face. There you go. 3 dudes.
Nice. It's all good.
So far, so good. I am going to put the camera back up. Whilst all I'm going to be doing now is just tidying up the bases. I think because there's a little bit of paint on each one.
Essentially, what I'm doing, I've just finished.
Oh yeah, let me get to Badger Cam and we can.
I've just finished washing the bases, but there's still. If I can bring these closer. Oh, I'll take them one by one. If we'll zoom in.
Come on, zoom in. Oh, there you go. Oh, sexy.
One of the Stormcast Eternal Sorcerers, or Spellcasters, or whatever they are, and here's the dude version of it because the other one. Check.
There you go. It was trying. It's
I know
now.
it was trying, but it started to focus, and then I pushed right into the bloody camera. There we go.
Wait a
Look at
minute. Sweet as a nut, mate.
So all I need to do is wait for the bases to dry out a little bit, and then I can paint the leaves that are on the ground. But
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful.
do I have him here? I don't think I do. I think I took him down to the. I did actually. I took him down to the living room. And I don't want to go for. My house is really long.
Yeah.
But no, I've been painting some of the Beast Snagger set for the rubber, and I painted the Skull Crusher Squig
Yeah.
right there, and he's all the way down the opposite side. Painted Todd Rod, what Snagger.
Nice. Snooglyph, how are you getting on with your beast snaggers, sir? I wish to see them at some point. You'll have to pop them into the WhatsApp group.
I will see them walking forward.
Oh, aye.
Because you did mention that you had painted your variety of rainbow colour.
Yeah, man.
So we can
Skittle
have to see,
squigs. Squittles.
see them squigs, taste the rainbow.
Squittles. Wog the rainbow. Still unsure how to paint them. Oh, not sure what direction he wants to go with them. Oh, decisions, man. I was
You know
pondering that with my Imperial Guard for bloody months, man.
I am actually gonna go grab it, so I will be back in a chip.
Oh, go on then.
I know I'm being a terrible person.
Well, the dogs are angry with something. Not sure what. Is that just a piece of foam behind Bryce's back? Very low-cost chair pillow situation. I can't judge. I need some sort of comfort on mine. My chair's a bit too hard on the buttocks. Look at that.
I have brought him.
Yeah, rock the magic cam. Oh, look at that boy there. Whoa.
And what I did with him, for the most part, is I actually used a lot of the paints,
Yeah.
and then I dry brushed the underside with. So I contrasted him with the Blood Angels Red contrast, and then I dry brushed the underside with Bugman
Yeah.
to get a bit of a nice sort of like transition between the underbelly and all that stuff. If you're zooming in again,
Oh,
there we go. That's a better thing.
That looks bitchin', man.
I also used the a bit of Null oil and
Oh, are they like cyborgs?
well, you do get components. That I mean, this is like one of the legs that you can get for it. It's essentially a robot, a squid.
Oh,
The orc himself has like a cyborg. But
I was
the
talking
other,
about the squig underneath.
well, yeah, the squig has like metallic bits and machinery embedded into it.
Yeah.
But it's like just a big creature with extra bits.
Because I can see the pistons in its head.
Yeah, that's to obviously absorb the impact when it donks you with that dirty grey metal plate on its face.
Either that or to force its head down so that it's like,
In line.
yeah, the plate's on it.
Well, you do get this model itself was really, really weird because not only do you get a choice of different legs, you get like different necks in order to like adjust the positioning of looks.
Yeah.
So you get the one that I've got is down, like ramming, but there's a neck that allows forward.
Yeah.
And I painted them all essentially just because I was thinking of what. Yeah, with the squig, I originally these are all undercoated in Wraithbone, so it's a far cry from the usual undercoat.
Yeah.
So yeah, I contrast painted him and dry brushed him with red.
I think Mr. Richard's using your internet up, mate, because you are
Am I
breaking
going a
up.
bit wibbly wobbly?
You just keep it. I know sort of thing. Anyway, yeah, I'm finished. So, are you finished?
I am finished with what I have at the moment.
Do you know what? In that case, let's show and tell, and then call it a day, because we've done nearly the 2.5 hours. Done over 2 hours anyway. So, Mr. Badger, what have you painted?
I have my Stormcast Eternal Spellcasters. If it'll actually zoom in, please. Come on, you bastard. There we go. I have a pair of these fellows, and I have those painted. Only 2, but
Yeah.
it's another 2 people down.
Excellent stuff. I have painted this fella here with his melter gun. It is. It will zoom in eventually. There we go. He has a melter gun. He is looking rather fab with piercing blue eyes. I've done a little bit of edge work on the pauldrons, which will probably come out better when I take a photograph of it.
Oh, yes.
And yeah, tidied the bases up a little bit. So now I've got a commander, a special weapon guy, and pointy head spot. So there you go.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got three of them boys right there.
I
Three of your
will
best boys.
take a photograph of these fine fellows.
Alright.
You need to resume your camera.
Like that. Way ahead of you, man. So, at this point, we shall say thank you so much for being here. Mr. Badger, do you want to give the ladies and gentlemen a flavour of what your channel is all about?
Right, my channel is more of an arty-farty kind of channel. You can catch me on Tuesdays and Thursdays, as I will be sketching on Tuesdays and I will be painting Thursdays. You can join me at 12 PM GMT
On there. Cool.
Oh,
So yeah,
yes.
Firepower Badger, all one word. Go and have a check of that. On this channel, we do this every Monday. So Bulls Paint Club, join us every Monday for more of this nonsense. If you've enjoyed it, hit the follow button. On Wednesdays, we usually do a multiplayer stream. This week, I'm thinking Vermintide 2 is the flavour of the month. On Saturdays and Sundays from 1 PM, we do Let's Plays. So, no idea what we're playing this weekend. We'll see. It might be. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave it as a surprise. So, join us then, and we'll see you again. Thank you so much, everyone. Cheers.
Toodles.